Algebra, Lesson 6, Unit 3, Lesson 6, Equations with a Distributive. The homework that goes with this is page 10. We are on page number 9 in the note packet. All right, you want to pause your camera or video and do this problem. All right, let me read this. It says, Mrs. Olson asked her students to come up with numbers that make the following statement true. So, negative 3.7 plus something will give you a positive number. Here are the answers from the three students. Paul said 6.2 and 5.3. Neela said 1.2 and 5.3. And Hector said 3.7. So, who was right? Well, think about this. When you have a negative to a positive, you're going to subtract and take the sign a little larger. So if we want our answer to be positive, these two numbers need to be larger than 3.7. So Paul's right. 6.2 and 5.3 are both larger and they're both positive. Now, Neela, 5.3 would work, but 1.2 will not. And Hector, negative 3.7 plus 3.7, they're opposite. That would give you 0. That's not a positive number. So the only person that's right is Paul. You should have said pause your video, do this problem. All right, it says at 10 p.m. the temperature was 4 degrees Fahrenheit. At 6 p.m. the temperature was 7 degrees lower. What was the temperature at 6 a.m.? So you could do this on the number line. Well, it's not a number line, it's a thermometer. Or we could do 7 degrees lower minus 7 would be negative 3 degrees. So if I go down 4 here and down 3 more, that's 7. So it'll be negative 3 degrees. So A. All right, we're on page 9 in your notes. Pause the video, do these 4 problems for a warm-up. All right, this is reviewing the distributive property. When I distribute a 2 here, I'll have 6x minus 2. Because remember, 2 times 3x is 6x. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. This one, negative 2 times quantity x plus 3. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. Third problem, distribute the 7. 7 times the quantity 5x minus 2. 7 times 5x is 35x. Positive 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. So 35x minus 14. Now, here's one where I need to distribute first and then combine like terms. So I'm going to distribute a negative 4. Negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x. Negative 4 times positive 2 is negative 8. So minus 8. Bring down the minus 3. Now, I need to combine like terms. I don't have anything I can add to negative 8x. Negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11. So negative 8x minus 11. All right, now solving with the distributive property. Before you can move anything around, you need to use the distributive property. So 3 times the quantity x minus 2 equals negative 6. I'm going to distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. Positive 3 times positive 2 is positive 6 equals negative 6. Now, we are right where we were in 2 step equations. So we need to solve this by subtracting 6 from both sides. Solve 3x equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 3. X is negative 4. All right, here we go. Use the distributive property. So I'll have 5 times x is 5x. Positive 5 times negative 9 is negative 45 equals negative 165. Now we are at a classic 2-step equation. I'm going to add 45 to both sides. So 5x equals negative 125. Divide both sides by 5, and I get x is negative 25. Let's take a look at example 4. All right, in example 4, first thing I need to do is distribute the negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 7x is positive 21x. Negative 3 times positive 10 is negative 30 equals 54. Super important that you distribute correctly, because if you don't, you'll end up having problems. So, add 30 to both sides. 21x equals 84. Divide both sides by 21, and we get x is 4. All right, I also want to look at example 3. We're going to distribute the 5 first. 5 times 8 is 40. Positive 5 times negative x is negative 5x equals 110. Now, to solve this,